Welcome, everyone. Today, we're excited to have another edition of the Road to CWS. We're very excited to have Jason Ezratty from Brightfield Strategies. He's been doing the Future Contingent Workforce series with me for about 6 years now. And I thought we had Ursula to start off as the president of SIA to kick off this LinkedIn Live series. And Jason has been at CWS pretty much since the inception. How many years has it been, Jason?
Yeah, since the first. It'd be the 20th year.
Amazing. So I thought it'd be a great way to have buyers who've been there and have met him and know him really well. He's one of the leading voices on strategy, AI, anything to do with how to optimize programs, help cost savings, things like that, to give advice on one, what do you do at the Super Bowl of contingent labor? Any advice on that? And I guess we'll start with that.
Yeah, right at the get. Well, first of all, I want to say it shows how long you and I know each other, because it's been over 10 years that we no longer have the strategies after Brightfield. We are purely Brightfield. So yeah, we go back that long. I think when it's attacking a CWS, it's getting the right balance of meetings and the content that you're after. And then I think for the content that you're after, figuring out a way to engage with it, to make it your own, so you know what you're bringing home. Yeah. I think that's the best advice for your beginners. And then as you get more advanced, it tends to be more about the connections and the meetings than some of the introductory content.
Yeah. So you're saying be very targeted. One, understand the content that you want to come out of it and make sure you go to those sessions. And then two, we don't need to meet all 600 people. Meet the people that you actually want to connect with, to either from a business standpoint or just from a mentoring standpoint, right?
Exactly. When navigating the content, I try to steer people to the things that might have answers or options or thought-provoking things for their questions, not just things that confirm there are others out here with similar challenges. I find some degree of the content can be just confirmatory that other people feel my pain. And that feels nice for a bit. But I think there's so much other content that's richer about here's what we tried, here's what worked and didn't work, here's what we learned, this is what the third generation looks like. I think those are the things that would give people more tangible output.
And so for the newer buyers who may have not heard of you, can you tell us what your business does and what sessions you're running? And if I want to come see you and learn more about your organization, what booth can I come to? Yeah,
we will be at the same spot. We tend to get good consistency of our booth location there. And so Brightfield are the proud owners and operators of Talent Data Exchange, also known as TDX. And TDX serves customers really at two levels of altitude. At the base is what's a good price for X, because as we like to say, to pay the right price, you have to know the right price. And so just helping people understand market benchmarks of how much things cost so that they can negotiate more rationally. I think that's step one, most tactically. But given all the data that we have, because we answer that question by collecting data from broadly and deeply across the globe of actual transactions from buyers of non-employee workforce, from SOW to CW. So within that data, beyond just price points, are the collective answers to a lot of interesting questions. How long will this take? What tends to be the price affecting piece parts beneath it? All that kind of stuff. So there's a strategic layer as well as just the raw, help me get a better price for X.
Okay. And I remember you and I had a discussion, this is probably like 4 or 5 years ago, before AI was a thing and SOW was a thing. And it seems like this year SOW and AI are the major topics. You had built a system to sort of help manage the SOW process and automate some of the tasks and approvals of contracts and things like that. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Yeah, really two things we wanted to focus in on. One is making usable digital data out of what's otherwise, stuck in the image of a document. And so that's step one, just extracting what does this document say, as though I were able to collect it from a transactional system, as though I can slice and dice and report and otherwise analyze as though this data were collected from an actual transaction system. So that's step one, just bringing the data in, structuring it, digitizing it, et cetera. The second step is then, well, what's wrong with it, or how could it be better? And that exists in two main planes. One is, what's the price? Is this a good price for this type of worker? And then, one, identifying what are the worker types beneath it, and then are those appropriate prices for those? But increasingly more important is this contract properly written for an SOW, or does it mean that there's telltale signs that it's really staff augmentation dressed up as a statement of work? If it really should be staff aug, it's not just the market relevant savings that's at play, but it's entire category difference that could be, a 50-60% price difference at that point.
And then rates and rate optimization, like the market's constantly changing. We have inflation, we have deflation, we have stagnation. Does your system allow you to give you real-time market data by geography or region risk?
Yeah, we don't. We're not trying to necessarily say what all the many if-then causal interactions will be. Our job is to say, here's what's actually happening in the marketplace. We retrain our models monthly, and so as inflation impacts rates in different industries and different geographies of different company types, we'll see that in real time against how those transactions are transacting. Not because we think it should or might, it's measured as such.
Okay. Max has something.
Mailman just went by. Zoom does a very good job of filtering that out. I guess this is less good at it. I figured yeah.
The last thing is that, can you talk to me about what is taxonomy?
The dog quieted down. You found very good, Ash. Wow. Taxonomy.
I keep
hearing taxonomy. Taxonomy is breaking down and naming the piece parts of anything. So there's taxonomic relationships in biology, all the many types of butterflies or orchids or whatever. And then in our world, it's what are the types of jobs. And jobs get grouped into families, but more importantly for us, there are subtypes to jobs that happen at the skill level. And so I think we're now all firmly on the other side of a course job title no longer being sufficient to really do anything with. Now is very much dependent upon all the other attributes that go along with it, whether it's skills, industries, other things that really make up the nuance of the job before you can go so far as price it.
All right, great. Well, thank you for humoring me on this, because I basically didn't ask any questions that we had talked about it. You're so smart. I wanted to give everyone sort of bits and bites of why they should come to talk to you about their contingent strategies while they're at the conference. So,
it's my pleasure. You're the guy who figured out how to make Tina stop barking. So as I'm concerned, you can sell tickets to that.
So one of the other questions we have is buyers tend to buyers are going there at the conference to learn and get information, and also probably go to some events. And then vendors are paying a lot of money to sort of get in front of those buyers. And there's a delicate balance between monetizing your relationships and reaching out as a vendor to harassing the buyers. And so what are some best practices that you would recommend as a vendor when they're going into the conference to make sure that they're getting their impact, but they're also doing it respectfully?
I guess my first step is I'd give some grace to the suppliers trying, because it's an arms race. It's, I guess, if we'll stick with plants and bugs, it's the same type of arms race of, trying to keep each other away from each other. And yeah, I know buyers that have 13 email accounts, and they only check 2 of them. So to some degree, if your job is to get noticed and to be relevant to a buyer, step one is to get in front of them, and the slower, higher brow methods don't always work enough to really make a business out of. So I give some grace to the suppliers that are trying, including those that have come after me, and I give them I respond. I answer their question. They're a member of my industry. So anyway, I think I take that one a little bit differently. I think the trick there is making sure that you're targeted in relevance, where so much of the reach out is have a drink with, won't it be cool to attend the blank. If it's purely on the entertainment spectrum, well, then you're part of the problem. If you're connecting with people in a given subject matter for something that's relevant to your business interests, I think that's what goes a lot farther.
Okay. All right. That's great advice. And I think that's important as the content and the business side of it as well.
Yeah.
Any closing remarks? Otherwise, we'll see you in a week.
Closing remarks. I guess I will close by saying what a privilege it is to be able to do this with you and join you at CWS and in the Consciously Unbiased events and everything that you've been doing as a leader of this space and a leader of that type of correct thinking. So I guess you're always so generous with everyone else. I want to end by saying thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you. It's in my honor. We'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Bye.